Joined now by IAC CEO Joey Levin. Joey, thanks so much for joining us here early in Sun Valley. Before we get to your IAC business, I have to ask you about a company that you recently looked at. As far as I understand, you signed some NDAs, Paramount Global. My question for you is this. There's a 45-day go-shop period that just began. Are you interested in this company? Are you going to make an offer?
We look at a lot of things, and there's certainly some history with the company and our chairman, and maybe there's an opportunity, maybe not, we'll see. But we're an opportunistic company, and we look at things when we think there may be something to do.
So if there is still a chance you might make a bid for Paramount Global, which Barry Diller sort of alluded, and maybe it's still a possibility just yesterday, my question is, what does that say about what you're interested in right now? IAC does not have traditional media assets. You have Meredith, Meredith, the publishing business. But where would this fit in, or what does this mean for your vision for the company?
I don't think that any particular company defines IAC or has historically. We have a collection of companies in a pretty wide range of things. I mean, you mentioned Meredith, which is the biggest publisher, digital publisher, and a fantastic business, but that ranges from that to a large interest in Turo, peer-to-peer car sharing, a large interest in MGM, which is integrated resorts globally, and Angie, which is home services. There's not a consistent pattern among any of those other than we think category leaders that have big long-term potential to grow and generate long-term cash flow.
Now, some big news out of IAC recently was that Meredith struck a deal with OpenAI and ChatGPT to license some of that content. How is that going so far? And do you fear that it could be cannibalistic to your core business?
Yeah, I mean, so far, fantastic. We're now actually collecting our first real income on AI, which is very nice in the deal we're doing with OpenAI. It's certainly something that we think about. The market thinks about it a lot. If we look at what's happening in Google so far, we're holding our traffic and doing well. And I think that OpenAI is likely to be or ChatGPT rather, is likely to be a net positive for traffic. If I had to bet, I'd say that will increase audience to our properties over time, not take it away.
Now, a question as you look across your companies, though, how do you think AI is going to impact, benefit, disrupt all these various businesses you just mentioned, from MGM in the gaming business to Angie's List?
Yeah, one fantastic thing is it helps organize data and make it more searchable. So there's so many examples of that where companies are using that already. We have a small company called Vivian, which is matching nurses with jobs, and you can now search on the basis of, I want a job in the mountains or I want a job near a beach. And, we couldn't come up with those searches on our own. We could say a drop-down menu by state or by city, but now AI can sort of find those patterns in things. And you can expand concepts like that across all IAC businesses. The other one that's very tangible right now is customer service. There's a lot of companies that are existing that are offering the AI technology to us to deliver customer service for our employees in a way that is better than human customer service. They know policies better, they can enforce policies better, they can sometimes be more empathetic, actually. And so chat via customer service is another one that seems to be a great early use case, but the use cases are going to keep getting better and they're going to keep evolving.
In the past, you've raised concerns about the digital duopoly in the ad business, Google and Meta. Are you concerned that the power in the AI ecosystem is too concentrated?
Definitely. I mean, data is an essential asset for AI, and these companies have a enormous data advantage relative to everyone else. Now, I do think that many companies, existing incumbents, will benefit from this technology because the technology keeps getting better, keeps getting faster, keeps getting cheaper, and it's licensed out to any company in ways that is actually very quickly accessible, usable, so that companies like ours can use it. But I don't think that the small companies with small capital can really compete on building sort of fundamental models.
And a final question on the presidential election, because politics really seems to be dominating the conversation here. What do you think would be the best outcome in terms of this presidential election, best outcome for your business and for the economy in general?
I think that's a unfortunately more complicated answer. It's crazy. It's a sad state that this country's in. We're the greatest country in the world. We have the greatest democracy in history, and our choices are horrible right now. And so what I'm hoping for and what I do think would be best would be a new candidate. And I think it would be incredibly exciting for the economy, for the country, for companies. It would be inspiring for people to have a new, vigorous candidate who the world could get behind.
Oh, well, that's a sentiment we've been hearing from some others here. Joey, thank you so much for sharing your perspective and for joining us here early this morning in Sun Valley.